got the news, speedrun reviews, and some other random Nintendo stuff. The Mike Odyssey Show. Let's go!
Welcome back to the Odyssey. I am Mike Odyssey, and today we're talking about, well, Nintendo Direct, my friends. It looks like there's some information that I am excited about because it could potentially mean another thing that everyone is waiting for. Let's go ahead and start, right? But before, if you are new here, welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you more than you know. If you have not subscribed yet, look at that subscribe little button there. Click it. It's free, and you will be making my day today. I appreciate you more than you know. We could get to 50K as soon as we can because we've been here for a while. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and get into the news. So we are here now at comicbook.com. And well, this is being reported everywhere, but I chose comicbook.com. I love this website. They have a lot of good information here. And so I chose to report from them. And so let's go ahead and read. A Nintendo Insider doubles down on new Direct coming soon. A second Nintendo Direct could happen in August. If you could call that what we saw, the museum thingy, a Direct, then okay, yeah, it's a second Direct. But this one would actually be an actual Direct, like a real Direct in video games. That's what we call a Direct, not what we saw, but what this is. Let's go ahead and read here. A notable Nintendo insider has reiterated that a new Nintendo Direct should be happening relatively soon. Early this week, Nintendo held its latest Direct. But the presentation was not what fans were expecting at all. Rather than focusing on upcoming games for Switch, or perhaps reveal Switch 2, Nintendo chose to show off the new museum that's opening in Japan this October. Fortunately, for those who were hoping for a more traditional Direct, it sounds like broadcast of this type is still happening shortly. In a recent statement on Family Awards, insider PH Brazil once again suggested that a new Direct would be happening before the end of the month. Previously, Brazil was one of the first to claim that Nintendo was planning on a new Direct that will be happening in the upcoming weeks. When this presentation associated with the Nintendo Museum came about, some inferred that this was the Direct that Brazil had been referring to. Instead, he clarified that this was not the case. All right, so here's the little quote. This wasn't all I was talking about, the insider said at the Nintendo Museum Direct. There's more coming this month. Okay, so what this means, guys, we're in the month of August. It's August 22 as of the airing of this video, right? And so what this means is that, well, I'm going to have to jump on board. I'm going to have to jump on board. I've been very reluctant to jump on board a lot of information out there, but I'm going to have to jump on board with this one. I do still think Nintendo has maybe a Direct for September, but maybe what they're doing is bringing that Direct closer to us in order to then in October do the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal. And so they don't have too many back-to-back events happening. They had that, whatever it was, 10-minute presentation of the Museum Direct, which could literally be part of a full Nintendo Direct, right? Towards the end, it would have been great to have that a full Direct. A lot of people were not impressed. There were really oversized Joy-Cons and oversized controllers and everything, and a really cool game, by the way, like shooting game. That was really cool. That was my highlight. But that wasn't really a Direct. That was just like a showcase. That was Nintendo giving us a little tour of the museum that half of us won't be able to go ever, you know? So when it comes to this particular person, PH Brazil, he was the first one to let everyone know that the Nintendo Switch 2 was pushed back to 2025. I believe the Switch 2 was supposed to come out in 2024, but because of the size of third-party support that Nintendo Switch 2 is getting, Nintendo is making it a thing to push it back so that more third-party games have their games ready by launch time, which is super exciting for fans of Nintendo Switch, but other fans as well. We will be getting people from all areas, right? PC, PlayStation, and Xbox, because these third-party developers are normally ones that would only publish on bigger consoles and more powerful consoles like PlayStation and Xbox. And so with this, I don't rule it out. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. It's still a rumor, right? He is an insider who has guided things correctly in the past. I am saying it's likely. I'm saying I'm kind of almost on board with this. But I do feel we are getting a direct, whether it's the end of this month or September. And we're getting a direct for sure. Nintendo has not changed their plans for the year. We thought that this, because it was a transition year, Nintendo would kind of alter their plans a little bit, but they didn't. We still got the February direct, even though it was an indie, it was a partner showcase. We still got the indie world in March, I think it was. We still got a direct in June, and so that's part of Nintendo's regular lineup of directs. They always do those directs throughout the year, every single time in the same months. So I would tell you, yeah, let's expect the direct to happen in September. If it happens before and PH Brazil is correct, then yeah, great. But this is exciting, my friends, because I personally believe that all those games that Nintendo is still sitting on, because I want to bring you back to Emily Rogers. She was an insider who retired from kind of giving out leaks and stuff like that, who spoke about Metroid Prime Remake. She brought the Metroid Prime Remake a while back, the remaster, the one that came out I think about 2 years ago. She brought this information back a while back before the game was even released. She said, hey, Metroid Prime remaster is getting a remaster, a remake or whatever. And then at the time that she said Nintendo likes to sit on games. That's why it hasn't come out yet. It came out. But in alongside those games, alongside the Metroid Prime remaster, she also mentioned Zelda games that Nintendo is sitting on, that she personally saw that were done and Nintendo was sitting on, right? She was a very credible resource, a very credible leaker in the field. She got every direct that she predicted correctly, and she mentioned that Nintendo likes to sit on games whenever they want to receive it. It's not like they have games and they have to release them. They have a really great lineup right now, and so they like to sit on games and just release them whenever they feel like it's a good time for them. It's not about schedules, right? Unless you're talking about newer games, like for example the Mario and Luigi brothership, right? We have the other games like The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, the other game Mario Party Jamboree, yeah. And so other games that are brand new, that have a release date and release time beforehand. But when it comes to remakes, remasters, and stuff like that, Nintendo likes to sit on those games and say, you know what, let's hold up on these games until it's a good time for them, right? And what better time than the wait for the next gen system? What better time to release a Mario Galaxy 2, a Zelda Wind Waker, a Twilight Princess, an Animal Crossing New Leaf HD port? What better time to release these games than while we're waiting for Nintendo Switch 2 to release? Now, let me tell you something. I believe that Nintendo will reveal the system soon, right? Within the next couple of months. And I believe that Nintendo will release the system in April or May, around those 2 months. And so with that happening, we could see a reveal very soon. We get the big giant presentation in January or February, along with the pre-order start date, because pre-order starts the day they have presentation. The right after the presentation ends, that's when the pre-order starts. And so we'll get the release trailer, we'll get that presentation, and then we get the release, right? And so if we have, for example, let's say it's May, the launch for the Nintendo Switch 2, if we have Donkey Kong for January, we have The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker for February, we have let's say Animal Crossing New Leaf for March, right? And then we have another Zelda game in May. We have Metro Prime 2 and 3 remaster, and again, around that period of time, there's so many games that Nintendo can release back to back in order to make this wait so much sweeter, right? And so that's what I think Nintendo sits on games for. And with now us kind of hinting information about Nintendo Directs possibly coming sooner, that could be a big direct where Nintendo will actually give us finally those games. I know we've been talking about them every direct is because they're done. Because I do believe Emily Rogers, when she said it, I do believe those sources back then. I'm telling you, this was before Metroid Prime remaster came out, so it was a couple of years ago, right? It was a couple of years ago. I do believe it. I do believe that we are soon to expect those games. And there's a lot of people out there saying, if we wait this long, why not just wait for Switch 2? It's because we have a bigger lineup for Nintendo Switch 2. I mean, the lineup is so big and so incredible and just so fantastic that who's going to care about Wind Waker and Twilight Princess when we have another Zelda game, we have Echoes of Wisdom, we have even newer games for that current generation, right? I think if Nintendo were to release any ports they have waiting or sitting on, it would be now. The best time would be along the wait time for Switch 2. And then once we get Nintendo Switch 2, it's all brand new titles from Nintendo, from third party, and from indies. You know, it's gonna be very exciting when that Nintendo Switch 2 is around us, because we're gonna get that next game that you know that favorite game you have right now. Just think about it. That next favorite game, it's coming on Nintendo Switch 2. If it's Animal Crossing, yeah, that next Animal Crossing is coming for Nintendo Switch 2. If it's that next big giant Mario game, yes, it's coming for Nintendo Switch 2. If it's Pikmin, yeah, Nintendo Switch 2. If it's Splatoon, that next Splatoon big game is coming for Nintendo Switch 2. You know, so it's the next generation of Nintendo games is coming for Switch 2, and therefore, do we really want ports on a new console? We don't. We want it now, so that way we can kind of play them and have them ready for. And then, of course, if backwards compatibility is a thing, which I think it is, then we also have those games with us. Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for a potential Nintendo Direct in August? I mean, I don't count that museum thing in Direct. I want to see games, right? We all want to see video games. And so if we do get one in August, it will be very, very exciting. So let me know what you guys think. Hit that like button, subscribe if you have not done so yet. Before I let you go, never, ever give up and journey on. Peace.